Right. So my name is Michael Watson, and today we're talking about automation and food distribution. This is a pretty close topic to us because this is our area of expertise. This is what we do as a corporation. Our corporation is XYZ Corp. The president is Jerry Dennis. Today is December the 9th, 2021. So let's go ahead and get started. So automation. When we talk about automation, we want to know, what is automation? While we consider this in our organization, what area could automation help us? What type of equipment would work in our operations? And then we'll finish off with questions. So what is automation? Automation is technology that's used to produce goods and service with the minimal use of human interaction. As of right now, our organization does not use any type of automation, right? And we understand that in some point in our journey, we'll have to eventually go that route, whether it be light automation or whether it be major automation, where we're automating almost every process that we do in our line of business, because we don't have the ability to automate every process, right? Because of how many SKUs that we hold. We have to kind of pick and choose what areas that we might be able to automate and that we might want to focus on to help reduce some of our load. So, automation, XYZ Corp. So what I'm proposing that we start automating material handling equipment. I understand that we can't automate the other process as far as dealing with each individual SKU like an Amazon or another distribution type of business. We're dealing in bulk foods, so we have a slight limitation on what we can automate. But I think with MHE, that would be our best bet as far as moving forward. I believe this will help to assist with receiving, replenishment of our products, reduce damages, reduce fatigue of our workers, and help with our manning issues, right? Some of the pros with automation is it increased productivity by improving manpower, right? That's one of the biggest things that we deal with today. It reduced damages, it reduced accidents, right? Safety plays a big part first and foremost. It reduced cost per case, right? Being able to bring our operations costs down, and it has a 24-month ROI, right? When we start talking about the cost of the equipment, we know that because of the cost of equipment, we're not just dealing with a regular piece of equipment, right? We have a lot of automation, we have a lot of sensors, we have a lot of computers and stuff in this equipment. So we have to be able to recoup some of that back. We know that we'll be able to bring down our head count when we increase the amount of trucks that we bring on board. So we're looking at a big number with that. Cons is initial investment is pretty expensive. Again, we're going from purchasing a $36,000 piece of equipment to purchasing a $100,000 piece of equipment. Limited use case, right? There's certain ways that we can use it and certain ways that we can't use it, right? Learning curve for maintenance. Maintenance is going to be a major part. We're dealing with MHE, so we have to do planned maintenance, and we also have to do routine maintenance and also breakdowns. Learning curve or limitations in refrigerated areas, right? With the new technology, we know that we have limitations in areas that are refrigerated due to condensation going in and out of the freezers, right? And because of the in and out of the freezers, these sensors that needs to send out signals are now blocking those signals as we go in and out of the freezer because it creates condensation on the lenses. So we know that plays a major part as well. But I can say with the technology that they have out now, they have lenses that's designed to go in the freezers and come out and be able to reduce a lot of that condensation that would normally build up on the lenses. Let's keep on moving. Areas of help. I think for us, the main area of focus for now will be putaways, right? So when we're talking about putaways, this is a major part of our operations, and I think it would be the easiest way to automate, right? Because you're not dealing with a lot of interaction with product and individuals. It's not a lot of moving parts. It's mainly just taking a pallet, taking it to a position and putting it away. So you don't have to separate anything. Just put it away into reserves. So I believe due to the size of the cubes that we select, we will need to wait for future innovations. Like I was saying, because of our cube size, I believe that the future innovations might help in that area. But as far as right now, because of what we select cube size and also the different types of SKUs that we have, or the many type of SKUs that we have, we don't have the ability to automate every little piece because it would cost us a ton of money. With the focus being on putaways, I believe that the autonomous reach truck can be used in the aisles with a series of events. And these series of events I'm going to present to us right below. So this is how we would use it, right? The lumper would unload the truck. The lumper prepares a full pallet load and breakdown if needed to prepare for running. So when the product comes off the truck, the lumper would take a look at the product. If he needs to break it down further for putaways, he would pull out a pallet and then he would segregate those particular items. Then you have the lumper, step 3, the runner would pick up the pallet and deliver it to storage locations identified by the warehouse management system. So because of the programs that we run in the warehouse, we have the warehouse management system, which tells us where each product go, right? Each product has its own particular storage area, and we want to make sure that it goes in those particular storage areas because we have to replenish those areas for selecting. So the runner would take that product to that aisle, put that product where the warehouse management system tells them to put it, sit it there, and then it would head right on back to the dock and do that all over again. In the meantime, step 4, the autonomous MHE would take the pallet, put it away in a reserve slot, and then repeat that process over and over as the runner brings those pallets to them. It would be pretty much a flawless situation. You would have no people handling putaways out there in the aisles. Right, this would completely eliminate the current 50 put-away guys that we have now. So maybe being able to keep one just to keep an eye on the areas and making sure that we have any breakdowns on equipment, we can get the equipment out of the aisle, another piece of equipment put in the aisle, and that piece of equipment that's broken down over to the maintenance shop, right? And this continues a steady controllable flow, right? You literally don't have to worry about anybody taking a break. You constantly have putaways going on. So currently, when we go into our locations, we see a lot of product just sitting in aisles, right? This stuff will be put away immediately. We don't have to worry about a break in between. We don't have to worry about slowdown periods. We don't have to worry about a lot of other things that we normally worry about today. Okay. Top findings. This report was done by, this was a survey done by Verdict Incorporation. This was done in 2020. So this was the top findings that they found. So it says 40% of businesses say operator turnover is their biggest challenge. This is our biggest challenge. Everybody in our industry has the same issue, right? Because the way we select, the way we operate put a lot of toll on the operators, right? So you have a lot of people that come in, they start up, they work in 10, 12-hour days, lifting, jumping in and out of trucks. Ergonomics is all over the place, right? Because they can't really maintain at that level for that period of time. So over time, the body starts getting fatigued. And then that's where we start having selective breakdowns. We start having mistakes. And then it is a ripple effect from there, and you end up with somebody getting hurt, right? So we want to try to reduce that. So what are the biggest pain joints about the lift truck material handling operators? It says lift truck operator turnover, right? We got, like I just said, we have a huge turnover, right? Because there's a lot of work for one individual. And as an industry, we currently push our associates to the max, right? We want them to do 100% or 100+%. In order to be able to stay employed with our organization, they have to pull 100% per week, or they will go on a probationary period. Well, we're still using equipment from back 30, 40 years ago and asking them to do more. We have to, at some point, help those people out. So I believe it will definitely help with turnover. Lift operators, turnover, increased labor wages constantly, especially during this COVID period. We've increased wages at least 10%. So, that wage, it doesn't go anywhere. It continues to go up from there. Lift truck operator efficiency, because of the long hours that we're working, again, efficiency is off. Mainly because we got guys working 10, 12, 14-hour days overtime. The human body is not designed to be able to do that type of work, that consistent, and be efficient doing it. So lift operators, absenteeism, we got days off because of wear and tear of the body, right? We've had a lot of people calling out. We've had vacation time. You have injuries, you have different things like that. So there's a whole bunch of different things that play into that. So that's 19%. And then we have fine lift truck operators, second and third shift. That's always hard to find because nobody wants to work those late hours. Putaways, I believe with us doing automating that piece, we'd be able to do putaways and also on the weekends as well. And I'll bring that up a little bit more in detail as we get through. So, productivity, comparing cost and performance. So, let's look at the human employee. The human employee cost is about $30 an hour. And keep in mind, this is not specifically ours, but this is an average cost. And this report was done by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So it's fairly accurate. And when we see that number, we can probably all say that's very close to what our hourly rates are. But costs about $30 an hour, fully burdened sources. Take vacation, right? That's human, right? We take vacation, we take sick days, and we require breaks. We have potential operator error. We see this all the time. We have those errors which count against those guys, which reduces their percentage overall, and it also hurts our customers, right? Because they're picking the wrong products, putting the wrong products on the truck. So when it gets to our customer, it's infuriating our customers and making them want to send the product back. So you also have required extensive training. We put our guys through extensive training all the time. And I'm going to keep on going because I have the presentation right here, but I'm going to keep talking through it. So we have a lot of required training, right? We have MHE training. We have safety training, right, on a regular basis. We also have training for other things like the warehouse management system. All of that stuff plays a major role. And it's continuously. So we do this on an annual basis. Sometimes it's even more frequent than that, depending on what position these guys operate. So, when we think about robotics, very, 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 very low cost. You're looking at about $7 to $12 per hour cost on running a MHE. And this including all your maintenance costs, your breakdowns, routine maintenance. So it reduces it accounts for all of that. It can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Those pieces of equipment can work nonstop, right? The only thing that you have to do possibly is change out batteries, depending on how long your operations is. They follow all safety protocols, right? Because it's programmed in them. They have sensors. They have all kinds of bells and whistles to make sure that we take safety first and foremost, right? Including the speed of that piece of equipment. Travel optimized routes. So they will not take different routes. They will not go over here to get to there. They won't go over there to get to here. They're going to use what you program in there. So we always going to program the optimized routes. This keeps the speed consistent. It keeps the whole flow consistent. The equipment will never go outside of that particular parameter unless we program it to, and we feel that it would be easier for or faster for us to get from point A to point B this way instead of that way. So they are always consistent with that. The speed is always consistent. The raise and lowering is always consistent. So you don't have any reduction in speed, any type of matrix that we would use would be consistent across the board versus a human being. We deal with that all the time when we're trying to set up standards. We build our standards based off of average speed on how fast, just surveying different selectors and different operators, how fast they can operate during that period of time. Okay, so we have types of equipment. So types of equipment would be the reach truck, right? The reach truck is the piece of equipment that we would like to automate. We have jacks, we have counterbalances, we have stock pickers, but the reach truck is our most expensive truck, but it also deals with a very important part of our operation, the putaways, right? Replenishment. So we would use the reach truck, we would automate that, and it's also the easiest to automate, mainly because it's one action, right? Well, two actions. Pick the truck, pick the pallet up, put it away. Pick the pallet up, put it away. Pick the pallet up, put it away. It doesn't have all of those other different pieces like we would have on the receiving side or on the selection side, where you have a lot of different variables that play a part. So that's my presentation. Anybody have any questions about automation or anything that you might have about more details on whatever? All right, thank you for your time. Again, my name is Michael Watson, and my presentation is on automation and warehouse distribution.